Hey there, it's me. To be honest, I'm not that really happy because once again, shit's been going on with YouTube, and it's not just YouTube, but it's ridiculous that they're not doing anything about it or PayPal. Um, it happened to several couple of people on Twitch, but they did something about it. They did a maintenance and shut down their servers, and they've protected their servers since then. Yeah, YouTube and PayPal are continually showing their lack of total disregard to anyone's safety or personal security. And they're basically treating it as like it's not our problem, it's your problem. Which is stupid. PayPal is saying like we're just like a U-Haul. You store your money here, whatever happens, happens. It's not our responsibility. Just like a storage yard. Now, what I am so fucking pissed about is something that's happened to a couple of people that I know. I've only told 2 people about this because I normally don't see the point in telling people because there's literally nothing they can do and nothing that once it has been done that you can do because it should be automatic, but it's not always seen straight away, and then you end up wondering why you have extra charges on your bank and stuff like that. So what am I talking about? Well, everyone knows about like you can on Twitch you can donate money to people, and people usually do fake transactions and do chargebacks, which is a similar process here. The what goes on or what's happening is certain people can basically send a fake transaction which doesn't exist through to your PayPal account. Like if you have a donation link that's linked to PayPal, they can send a transaction of $400, for example, and when it gets to your PayPal before it's been processed properly, they go ahead and cancel that and request a refund before PayPal catches onto it and see what's happening. PayPal refunds the money straight away, and it comes out of your account into theirs. If you have no money, it either takes it out of your PayPal balance or it takes it out of your bank account that's linked. It is your banks that are FDIC insured, so if you lose money, they're responsible to refund that money to you, and it's the bank that loses that money, and they're the ones that have to go after the people. And it's not just, I mean, the person that did it on Twitch was terror related, but the others are like teenagers aged 16, 17, and even as young as 11. The parents was oblivious to the fact that their kid had $400 on him. They saw the money, they tracked the money, they tracked the money that went to his account. He didn't get stopped and asked how did he get $400 until he went to the store, and the store owner was like, how did an 11-year-old get $400? And the parents was oblivious to this, and they just thought he was saving money. Now, I did that video earlier before about security within the home. That was because of this. but it's getting worse because it keeps happening, and it's really getting beyond a joke because YouTube, I'm going to publicly shame them, and PayPal are constantly trying to shift the blame and the responsibility onto you or whoever else. They should say, they're saying, well, it's the person who did it is his fault. It's your fault for not protecting your money or securing your account. They're just there, and the software is doing what it's supposed to do. Doesn't matter that it's going through their platform. Doesn't matter that they're going through PayPal. Doesn't matter that people are putting money through Super Chat and so forth. It doesn't matter to them, and that's just outrageous to me. Now today it happened again. But not just once. I mean, at first I caught wind of one, and the people got away with 1,000. And I found out that there were one of 22 people that got hit within 10 minutes. And yet, again, PayPal saying it's not our problem, it's not our fault. And YouTube are acting like they're completely oblivious to this. And it's outrageous. Because it's unbelievable that they would do this. The image is a hint of one person they had it done to. And I don't mean to embarrass anyone, but there was one person I messaged in the live stream the other night. I told him about it, about what's going on. I don't know, it's stupid. The way that I am able to catch it is because I know what I'm looking for, and I know what to see when it happens. I have a chat guard up for the people that I am a moderator for. I have a lot of security on the chat, especially on Twitch. So if any transactions or donation goes through their account, it shows me where it comes from, where it's going, and when it gets there. And it also times the reply back. Basically, what we call TTL, time to live. I know exactly how long it should take to process a transaction to get from point A to point B to point Z. And what goes on is the time is a lot less than that. Now, normally, like if you run a credit card through a machine, if you slot it through, it sends encryption and code and everything to the bank, and the bank has to send the acknowledgement back. It's encrypted. If you have a chip and pin, again, that's another security method to make sure that the data is being transmitted and sent back, and nothing goes through unless that comes on. Now the problem is with online transactions, because even though they're encrypted, every single online transaction gets translated into binary algorithm to be transmitted through the internet to get to the end destination. That's what the HTTPS means, it's being encrypted. But the encryption is breakable like any encryption is. If it's made by man, it can be broken by man. Now just like an IP address, it's called DORA discovery. discover, offer, request, acknowledge. So you discover that there's something there, you offer an IP address, that device requests an IP address, and then once it gets it, you acknowledge it. Now, when a transaction online, like a credit card or anything, after the bank sends back, okay, go ahead and transmit the funds, you like when you hit submit and put the card in, it goes to the site that you are wanting to buy something from or donate to. It sees that information that you typed in. It goes messages to the bank. It asks, is this card valid? Is it good? Is it up to date? Blah, blah, blah. It goes through all the security. The bank sends that confirmation back, and then the third-party website sends it back to you. And then once you've got the okay, your card or your computer says, okay, I'm transmitting the data now. And that acknowledgement, people or someone basically coned or captured that information, the acknowledgement. So when they go to make the fake transaction online, they use an injection method to send fake acknowledgements. They set up a transaction for whatever amount of money that's completely fake. There's nothing in there. They put a fake credit card number. They can put a fake number in, and as they hit submit, they use the injection method to bypass everything and just send the acknowledgement instead of the normal transaction. And because it's going directly to PayPal, this doesn't get challenged. It goes straight into the PayPal, and any other method would realize what's going on and cancel it. But because PayPal security is Swiss cheese, it goes into that, it recognizes the transaction and starts to process it within, like, we're talking about milliseconds here. And before that process is complete, it pulls it back out again. So, like if someone puts something underneath your hand quick and then whip it away again, you're not going to know for sure that it was fake. All you're going to say is, oh, yes, I've got my... Basically, what it is someone putting something under your hand, empty palm, and says, here's 400, oh no, wait, where's my 400? Go back, puts it back in, takes it away, and you've got your 400. And regardless of whether your 400 was in the account to begin with or not, PayPal either uses your bank account that you've linked, or it uses your PayPal balance to back up any transaction that you make. So if you don't have enough funds in your account to cover the cost of something, it guarantees it. That's their policy. And it's not until you realize that it goes, PayPal thinks, these people have paid 400, but they've just cancelled their transaction. They haven't realized that it was fake yet. The transaction was cancelled, so PayPal gives them what it thinks is their money back. It doesn't see that the original 400 that the transaction was going to give to it was fake. It's nothing there. Nothing's been transmitted. It's just a fake acknowledgement signal. And because it's automated, it starts the process of processing that transaction for 400 or whatever the amount. They cancel it before that process is complete. PayPal refunds the money, and the person is away with $400 or $1,000 or whatever. The only way that you can spot that is when a donation transaction time is less time than what it says. Normally it's like 120 milliseconds to 300 milliseconds at the most, regardless of bandwidth and lag. security traffic like that, it has high priority. If it gets broken up, it doesn't get retransmitted. You have to manually resend the information on the page. This is what's going on. Now, I mean, someone told me that I should probably tell people that this happens to, because it helped them. But I've only told 2 people because, someone said it was the right thing to do. The only reason why I don't or haven't is because I don't want to scare people. Because there's originally nothing that you can do unless you know what to look for. That's why I'm doing the video. Once this transaction has happened, you are at home or doing whatever you want. You have no idea that this 400 is left from your PayPal or your bank account. Your bank sees it, realizes that it's a fake transaction, and they replace your money into your account. But if it's PayPal, they take the money out of your PayPal balance. But the person who's doing it has no idea whether you're linked to a PayPal account or a bank account. But they don't care. That's not their problem. That's going to be your problem. And if you go 400 into debt, PayPal goes after you for that money. That's the catch. If you don't have a bank account and they take 400 out of your PayPal balance, the PayPal goes after you. If you have a bank account linked or a credit card linked, the funds get transferred from that. It's a really nasty scam. Normally, before anyone notices, the bank notices and they replace the money, insure the money. Like I said, today when Verdict started streaming, one person I saw got hit for 1,000, and I stopped it and got it put back, and then 22 people in total got hit within 10 minutes. And it's not just me that's stopping it. There's other good people that are catching on and doing this. I mean, I've had to go to court twice now. I've got another one next week as a prosecution witness to testify, because I get their information, I get their IP address, I know where they are and their location, and basically we prove where the source comes from. And you got to remember, if you're someone that you know is doing this inside of your home, it's your name that's on the bill, so you're responsible. That 11-year-old kid that I was telling you about, his parents' internet's been terminated for 18 years. The parents paid for it. So be aware, keep an eye out on PayPal. Well, forget that. I wouldn't trust PayPal over Bargepole. I've stopped using PayPal, and I am using Moneybrook, or I'm gonna look for other websites too. PayPal security is non-existent. They don't stop this. They don't intend to, because they don't see it as their problem. They're just there. They're Switzerland. They're doing whatever it is. They can't block every transaction from wherever it is. Not all these transactions are in US. They're foreign born. Like the other week, the largest one I've ever seen got taken out was 200. Someone lost $200,000 from this, and he got sent to Africa, to the Mogadishu area. This is how they scam in and cyber attack in money out of people's accounts. And yet PayPal still says it's not their problem. I mean, regardless changing the acknowledgement codes are not going to fix anything, because they're just going to get it again. People that are familiar with internet stuff just use packet capture, and every information that you send gets captured. and all they have to do is decrypt it again. So something needs to happen. I mean, it will be a real night shame for this to happen again. And it's, I mean, the verdict against them is just really strong. If this ever happens to you, the verdict will go towards whoever's name is on the bill. I mean, I don't want to scarecrow anyone into thinking this is going to happen, but this is happening more than not. And I'm just so fucking pissed off, and I am fed up. I mean, I was doing his stream tonight, and I just had to walk away. I had to go and do something else, anything else. I couldn't stay in that chat and keep calm because I'm just so fucking pissed off with this. People are losing money, good money, and causing extra stress, and sometimes people don't even realize that this is happening, and they don't get told about it because there's literally nothing they can do, and it would only serve to scare you. But I see the other point too. It's best that you know what's happening. I strongly recommend that everyone stops using PayPal until they learn their lesson. They gotta realize that PayPal is not a U-Haul. It's a financial transaction place. So, okay, that's enough of my rant. Please be safe online. Be careful. When the only thing I can say that you do is when you're streaming, have firmware open and have it capture all of your traffic coming in and out of your computer before you leave, while you're streaming. Let me show you real quick. I beg your pardon, it's not, I don't know why I said firmware. It's, let me show you how to protect yourselves at least. Well, this wouldn't really protect you, but it would, because if you don't know what you're looking at, it's going to be just gobbledygook. But at least, this would be the internet version of a security camera. So you go to download to Wireshark. It doesn't matter what you download, the correct version for you. There's portable apps for phones, tablets. There's Windows. There's Apple source. And I'm sure many of you are familiar with Wireshark. I'm not trying to insult anyone's intelligence. I'm not doing that at all. But for those that don't know, you go ahead and open up Wireshark, install it. As you can see, I already have it. So go ahead and close it. I wouldn't be much of a tech geek if I didn't have Wireshark. So here you can install the updates when you open it. So I already have PCAP installed. So I'm installing an update. Basically, this captures every transaction that comes in and out of your computer from an internet from your modem source. Um, if you have this running and capturing during the entire time that you stream, you will at least get some information of what happens, because you're, even though the person doing this is not technically going through your computer, since you're streaming on your account, you do get some sort of acknowledgement that a transaction goes through. But because it gets cancelled, you never get that confirmation. But the signals go through. So when you open up Wireshark, depending on whatever Ethernet connection you have, I have multiple. So you can use modem. And it's been a while. So all you have to do, you can have the capture options, you can do anything up here, start capturing packets. And it will start. So it says this one, I made a mistake. So you go to your Ethernet connection, make sure you're on the correct one, and here you go. Right now, I'm sending data, application data. I'm sending it to the IP address of Restream, and you're seeing all the information that's coming in. So if you have this running in the background while you're streaming, save it. So if anything does happen, you can give this to the authorities and they will see anything that comes in or out regarding a transaction. And they can at least track it down. Because they'll see that the time to live is shorter. I mean, you got that code and hex code, and you can decrypt everything. And this will keep going and going and going and going. This won't stop because the internet's not stopping. It doesn't stop, it's always alive. So if you have some sort of Wireshark program running in the background while you're streaming, that is at least one way that you can potentially make yourself safe. So be aware of this. I understand there's really not much you can do to stop it except don't use PayPal. Find another money online storage site that actually gives a shit about your money and their security and their reputation, and then think twice before enabling any money features on YouTube, because they don't give a shit's ass what happens to you. I am so fucking pissed at them. So yeah, here you go.